What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And of course, the brand new PKA Pirate King Adventures has started, and we have two different teams for you guys in this video. The first of which that you're seeing here is going to be like a quote-unquote accessible team. This should be capable of beating between levels up to level 99. This should beat that without too many issues. Although when you do get obviously a little bit deeper into the quest, the gimmicks will change, they will evolve. So we're seeing here, this is level like 60, so the gimmicks you see here are not going to replicate one for one what you'll see at level 99, but this team will be capable of doing it. You do see I have like the Otama support to also remove bind, but obviously it doesn't really trigger that here because in level 60 the bind that you're inflicted with is not as severe as when you get to like level 80 and above. So this team is going to be using Peter as the friend captain because he essentially deals with everything on the final stage. He gives you the paralysis removal via his EX super, which you can trigger when you launch his special ability. It will give you the overheal buff, but in order to get that you need 4 or more characters on your crew that are Navy, Celestial, Dragon, or 5 Elders. So we have the Kizaru free-to-play unit, we have the Kobe free-to-play unit, which really doesn't do anything on the team, but he's one of those tags, and then we have the Sakazuki. Sakazuki does have dual purpose because when you get to a little bit deeper into this event, on the final stage here against Dory and Broggy, they're going to stun your top row. And Sakazuki has a special which says if you're above 80% when you launch his special, he's going to cut your health by a very small percentage, which will remove the stun off of your captains, then allowing you to get the captain abilities to activate. You can use the Peter special as we do here, removes the threshold, you'll get the overheal buff, the EX super will remove the paralysis, it gives you driven buffs. Yeah, you'll be good to go. And of course, on the stage prior, you can use the Luffy and the Lin to remove a lot of those debuffs. You can also use Kizaru on stage 2 if you do need a little bit more damage. So overall, I think this team works quite well. Do note, I do use the Bobbin support on Akainu to generate some matching slots on stage 4, just to ensure that you have enough damage to break through. Picking things up with our secondary team here, of course, I have one accessible team, and then I have my own team that I'll be using for this. So this is using, obviously, the new batch, so I know a lot of people are going to be absolutely loving this clip, because I know everyone loves when I use the new batch for the new content. Crazy, right? Anyways, we're going to be using Nusturo as one of our captains, which typically, like, Nusturo, with the way that he's kind of designed, he isn't really designed to be the captain, but in this content, we want to use all of the top boosters, and this is kind of like the way that you're supposed to do it, because on stage 3, Sanji, you are inflicted with bind on your crews, so you could go ahead and use Nusturo Captain to remove that. By the bind being removed, it means the blindness that is debuffed to us is removed. I think it's the urban support, the Dex guy in the middle row. I think he is the one that removes blindness. And then on stage 4 here, you can use the Nusturo special, which eventually he'll have increased defense on this stage. Nusturo will remove that. And then you have the 2 rare recruits of Hound and Urban, both of which will remove attack down and then Rainbow Shield. They give you matching slots, and they will also extend Nusturo's buff from stage 4 into stage 3, which is kind of important because when you're on the final stage, I believe the enemy inflicts Intimidate to you when you get really deep into this content, and the Intimidate removes attack down. So if you carry, the Intimidate removes attack buff, so if you carry the attack buff into the final stage, you can kind of circumvent the Intimidate that you're inflicted with, or that the enemy has on stage 5. And then, of course, you have the St. Peter, which can actually enhance attack buffs even more. You can activate the EX Super of Nusturo, which will also allow you to double buff attack buffs. So yeah, it's kind of like the way that it's supposed to be, is you essentially are just allowing Nusturo to be your major damage dealer. Of course, he has Final Tap, which can make him hit even harder. So that's kind of the way that they're designing this one. Stage 4 and Stage 5 are both int, allowing Nusturo to do even more damage towards them. So that's going to be the end of this video. Very short video in regards to PKA. Hopefully you enjoyed it though. If you did enjoy it, hopefully you did, and you can go ahead and hit a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.